Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am participating in the Mixed Media Frenzy It's Just a Bunch of Hocus Pocus YouTube hop. So make sure to check the description box below for the links to all the other amazing creators participating in this hop. There is an Instagram loop as well if you're interested. So I'm starting out with some black plain cardstock and I have just trimmed off about an inch off two of the sides, so half an inch off all the way around. And then I am coming in with the Simple Stories Happy Haunting collection that I have been smashing out lately. I'm just really enjoying it. I think it's the only really full Halloween collection that I have in my stash, and I recently got it this year and I love the colors and I'm just having a lot of fun playing with it. So I've gone through and found this 12 by 12 that I want to add a border with, so I've just done a gutted the center of that paper out, so I made about an inch all the way around border. And now I'm coming in with my scissors and I'm just going to distress the edge of the black cardstock. So of course this is a mixed media frenzy layout, so we're doing a bunch of mixed media. We're all doing mixed media layouts. So I just want to get the like the background pieces all stuck together, because I find that it's difficult to add a border like this once I've done all the mixed media, because the cardstock doesn't sit perfectly flat anymore. So I'm just going ahead and getting all that ready first. And I've gone pretty heavy on the distressing. I really ripped into that paper with my scissors. I've torn a couple of spots and I also used my fingernails to like really distress it. So I want it to be quite grungy because it is Halloween. And if you can't be grungy and messy at Halloween, when can you? So I'm coming in now with some Color Blast modeling paste. Color paste, they call it. So it's Color Blast. It's an Australian brand, and I'm using the color Bling, which is a beautiful shiny gold. I'm using this because it is really bright metallic gold. Once it's dried, you'll see in the close-ups, and once it's all dried, how amazingly shiny it is. But I'm just I was putting it on with a paintbrush to start with, and then I just noticed it's gone a bit dry. It's dried out a bit. It's getting, it's not old, but you know, I've had it a little while, so it's definitely not as smooth as it used to be. So I'm just smushing that on with my palette knife to get that stripe, and then I'm using the paintbrush just to smooth out all the harsh edges from the palette knife. And yeah, so I'm just going to do some horizontal stripes all the way up and down the page. So they are going to be horizontal. I've just turned the page so they're vertical just to make it easier for the painting. Now I'm coming in with this is the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide Spray and Sponge Sugar. I really wanted a pale pink, and it doesn't turn out exactly how I wanted. So it's looking okay now. You can see as it starts to dry, it goes really pale and kind of white and loses the color. And so I'm going over it again with another layer, and the same thing happens. It's nice and pink while it's wet, but then as it dries, it just goes really white on that black cardstock. So yeah, I do come in a minute and fix that. I'm just going in with some splatters now, and these do unfortunately dry quite colourless as well, but it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. I'm happy with it in the end. So I go ahead and do that, and then I'm coming in with the Heidi Shine in Coral, which I think it also dries quite pale, but I think you can still see a bit of the colour on this one by the time it's all dry. I'm just going ahead and doing a bunch of splatters, and then I'm going to come in with the gold Kaiser Mist and just do just a few sprinkles of that, just for some more gold. So now that has dried, and I've come back a couple of hours later, and I was about to go to bed, and I just noticed how those stripes are just white, and I really wanted some pink because there is quite a bit of pink in the collection. So I'm just mixing up some acrylic paint. I do have a bunch of colors, but I almost always just mix my own colors just to get the exact color I want. I know the color wheel pretty well, so I am just going in now with some plain white, and then I've added just a little bit of red to get the pink, and I'm just popping in a touch of yellow because the pink in this collection is a warm pink, so it is on the peachy side of pink, not the fuchsia side of pink. So I've just added a tiny bit of yellow to get that undertone, and I'm just going over the top of those stripes, and I'm just using that same brush that I used to do the original stripes. I'm just really slapping it on pretty messily. I'm just trying to feather out the ends so I don't get like a harsh block, but I'm really not being too careful with it. So like I said, it is Halloween layout. It's meant to be messy. It's a mixed media layout. So yeah, I'm just going with it, and that ends up being a lot nicer, much more of the opaque color I was after. And now you can see how really bright and shiny that gold paste turns out. Isn't it amazing? I love it so much. So I'll definitely have to get a new pot once this is dried up completely. There we go. So that is my background done. I'm going to come in now with my photos and embellishments and finish everything off. And because I've done that really impactful full-on layout, I don't need to do too much more. I'm going to use these 2 photos of me and my son. They are just Snapchat filter photos. These are from last year's Halloween, so 2019. And this year was a little bit disappointing for us. We had costumes already. My son loves trick-or-treating and Halloween. We usually go to a parade, and there's events on that we take him to. We usually are pretty busy at Halloween, but he got the flu and he was so sick that he didn't even want to go. So we just decided to stay home. A little bit heartbreaking, but he was just so ill he didn't want to go anyway, so it was fine. But so Halloween for this year, the photos are just going to be a lot of selfies, really. I took a bunch of Snapchat filter selfies with me and the kids, and I think my daughter has some kindy dress up photos, but that's pretty much it for 2019's Halloween, sadly. So I'm just going to go ahead and scrap these. There's a pretty cool filter. Yeah, he had as much fun as he was going to have being so unwell, poor little guy. So I just backed those 2 photos on some of the pattern papers from the collection, and they're similar photos. It's a similar filter, but one's kind of black and white, and if you look really closely you can see the eyes are colored, which is pretty cool, and the other one's yeah, just in color. So I am going in with the die cuts now. I forgot to mention that large title is a chipboard piece off the chipboard stickers. I've been looking for an excuse to use that amazing title, so it's going on this layout. I'm just going through all the ephemera now. I love that large journaling spot. I actually wasn't planning on journaling, but it fit perfectly there, so yeah, it worked out nicely. Just laying up some of these little texty bits and pieces. That one says Pumpkin Season and October 31st. I love it, little to die for hexagon. I've been trying to get that on for ages, and I get it on this layout, so I'm really happy about that. Those little bats are really cute. Pop in this little tab. It's just going to go down below that photo. It says This is Halloween. And yep, a little pumpkin. So I'm coming in with the sticker now. The sticker sheet, pop in that little pumpkin. This says Batty for you, I think. Cute little text phrase sticker. I'm going to pop in the 3 little chipboard bats off the chipboard stickers, just kind of scattering them around my title, and then I'll add 3 of these little stars off the sticker sheet, and that is mostly going to be done. I haven't really done clusters. I've just kind of embellished around my photo and then added this little cluster down at this empty corner. So yeah, I'm just inking the edges of some of these pieces because they were just looking a little bit two-dimensional. I think because I've got that black background too. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the dimension, so I've just gone around some of these square pieces with the black ink. I'm adding some glue obviously to all the ephemera, but I'm also adding some glue to the back of those chipboard pieces because they don't always stick super well, especially to mixed media. I would have added some glue behind the title chipboard, but it didn't come up, so it's really stuck. So I'm pretty confident that's not going to move. Adding some more ink just around these pieces. And there we go, that is all stuck down, and now I'm going to add some enamel dots. So I'm just going to go through my stash and find the colours that I want. I use this bright orange, and then I will come in with a blush pink and a peach, and I'm just going to do 3 groups of 3 of those around my main embellishment areas. And I think this little cluster I do shuffle around before I am completely happy with it. And then once I have those enamel dots in, I will go in just with some journaling, and I'm just going to use my Pigma Micron pen, as I always do, pretty much always, and just do a few lines of journaling about how sick he was. Yeah, so that is my layout finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. Close-ups are coming up at the end. Don't forget to check the description box and check out all the other videos in this amazing hop, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.